Can everyone take their seats, please? This is a Marx Brother film for the Indians.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for joining us at the 2010 NF Conference and for sharing all the vital and important work that you are all doing. As the Executive Director of the Children's Tumor Foundation, I ask you to just pause for a moment and consider how far the Foundation has come and how you have allowed us to continue to support the advancement of NF research towards treatments and the cure. You know, in the 1980s, when this conference started, there were basically just a handful of scientists and clinicians gathered together discussing basic research and taking the first steps towards really understanding this disorder. Now today, nearly 300 scientists, clinicians, and even clinic coordinators gather, sharing advancements in basic and translational research, as well as the results of groundbreaking clinical trials. This meeting has now been transformed from a simple gathering of minds to a lightning rod of research and a hallmark of the work of our foundation. And the funny thing about collaboration, to be quite honest with you, is people don't wake up in the morning and say, you know, we're not going to play in the same sandbox and we're not going to work together. They don't generally do that. But they need a place, and we get that. So we throw the party, and you come, and we thank you for that, because this is what it's all about. So as you are all aware, the Children's Tumor Foundation has now become the leading non-government source of funding for NF research in the whole world. This stature has not come easy, but has taken years of strategic planning and cultivation of relationships throughout the NF and the broader community. As we continue to build upon those very relationships, we've also come to a point in our history where we are no longer simply just funding research, but results. And we owe a great debt of gratitude to all of you for being here. The researchers, the clinicians, the clinic coordinators, our research advisory and clinical care advisory boards, and indeed our own Chief Scientific Officer, Dr. Kim Hanosheru, for making this all possible. You know, a round of applause, I think, is necessary. You know, one key to our effectiveness is being able to invest our resources wisely. Most recently, we reviewed our Drug Discovery Initiative program, and we celebrated the fact that our initial investment of $400,000 yielded a $4 million return in follow-on funding from outside sources. You know, we just heard Dr. Wellen share that information, part of that information with you, and that's cause for celebration. What we have been able to accomplish has taken many years, and as you can imagine, a lot of hard work. Yet we know that the job is not complete, and there are many steps that are yet to be taken. So for this reason, we felt it imperative to have the foresight and take the initiative to bring together not just you, but also the other foundations dedicated to serving the individuals and families affected by NF. I would like to acknowledge, therefore, the presence of NF Inc. and Advocure, who accepted our invitation to join us this weekend. We thank them for joining us and know that they too understand the importance of collaboration and partnership, as do you. And we feel that their participation is an important step and believe that with their support, we will be able to achieve far more than any of us would be able to alone. Because our sum can truly be greater than our parts. We are today most thankful for the presence of Texas NF, who are also here with us. They are a dynamic organization with a solid outreach to NF constituents in their region. Likewise, in discussions held over the past 2 years, they have expressed tremendous respect and admiration for the way we have developed our research programs and are leading the way toward finding treatments for NF. It is with this spirit of collaboration and mutual respect that I am pleased and honored to announce to you a significant milestone. Texas NF is funding NF research through the Children's Tumor Foundation. They recognize that to duplicate the infrastructure that we have developed and invest time and money into recreating that which already exists would be less than futile. You see, we both realize, and I think you've heard today from Tracy, that there is an urgency to the work that we are doing, and understand that we have an obligation and that we must get the most out of every dollar, and we can't even afford to waste one. We embrace them and this decision and hope that their example will be emulated by other NF foundations across the country. For in the end, ours is a shared mission, is it not? We have a common goal. We're all in this business to be out of it. Ladies and gentlemen, to present a check of $45,000 to the Children's Tumor Foundation is the Vice President of Texas NF, Colleen Marchetti, in support of a Young Investigator Award. To Dr. Jody Fromm, who will be here later on today, from the lab of Dr. Karen Chakowski at Harvard Medical School. Joined on stage with them will be Children's Tumor Foundation President John Reisner, our Chief Scientific Officer Dr. Kim Huckelshader, and Dr. Chakowski. Make no mistake about it, folks, this is a great day for the NF community. Thank you. Before I hand it over to Roger, I do have one little announcement to make. Want to remind you that limited complimentary shuttle to the Rusty Scupper tonight will be at 7, 7:15, 7:30, and 7:45 in front of our hotel. Thank you.
So our next speaker will be Dr. Jay Gibbs.